for our visual vocabulary practice today, continuing to grow the number of icons that we're comfortable drawing so that we can pull them out without thinking too hard about it during a sketchnoting session. Today we're going to focus on visual vocabulary related to creativity. First up, let's start with some tools that can be used for creative acts. Various utensils, maybe. Some of my favorites. So we'll have some go-tos today. Some of these might not be new to you, but I bet at least a couple are. This, of course, is a pencil, but could be used to represent something like drafting or sketching. I like to, include a handful of words or concepts connected to each of the visuals that we introduce in this kind of warm-up and visual vocabulary building activity, just to emphasize and reiterate that individual icons can be used to represent different different concepts. So in that way, each new element that you add to your visual vocabulary has this potentially exponential impact on how you might use that drawn image within your sketch notes. So with pencil, it's the impermanent sketches. Let's go next with a somewhat more permanent utensil. My go-to pen, modeled after the Pentel Energel pen. So here we've got pen that maybe you use this for writing, maybe use it for drawing. It's a little bit more permanent of a mark than the pencil. I think kind of has different connotations that come along with it. Let's switch it up entirely for the next one. Kind of get to a different genre of mark making with a paintbrush. Probably didn't have to go quite that wide at the base of the paintbrush. Sometimes, try to get a little bit of a increased width as you get towards the brush itself. So here maybe we've got paint, maybe illustrate. And even if you just draw the single image as using black marks there, I feel like color. There's much more of a connotation to color when you draw something like a paintbrush. You could likely add more words with any of those, so feel free to keep adding other connotations that you maybe have with these objects. Next, maybe we'll look at a thing that you might create. So what is the thing that you're creating, as opposed to the tool to create it? I find this general diagram of sheets of paper one behind each other to be pretty useful and flexible. I used this with index cards quite a bit, or kind of letter-sized shapes of paper here. And for this one, let's imagine there's a bunch of writing on these pages. Sometimes you can kind of add little marks to the back ones as well to show that all of these pages are full, as opposed to just the first one. So maybe this is write, maybe it's essay, again, maybe it's just draft. Maybe think specifically about what you might use loose sheets of paper for compared to a notebook or other types of paper. As you think about that particular icon might be useful or come up within your sketchnoting process. Speaking of process, let's hop back over here and kind of maybe show what the kind of process of creativity could look like in a way that's a little bit connected to what Julie brought up in the text chat. Oftentimes, creativity is nothing more than combining a few different things into something new. So you kind of smash a couple ideas together. Maybe it's just two, maybe it's kind of a large collection, and you see what happens when you do that smashing together. So this could maybe be combination, maybe remix, another kind of connection to who Julie mentioned, Austin Kleon, talks a lot about remixing. Let's look at another, in this case, what will be a device that encourages creativity. DSLR, or since everyone now has a camera on their phone, how can you make a dedicated camera stand out a little bit? It's one way you might draw that. Of course, we've got a camera here. The specific craft in this case is photography. I also like the word capture to go along with that image, because much of creativity is about doing some form of initial capture, and then maybe you edit what it is you captured or combine what it is you captured in different ways. Next, let's bring some people. We've represented objects and concepts, but we don't have any people yet. And even though at first maybe thinking of creativity and the use of tools like this on an individual level, some great things happen if you choose to collaborate. Maybe like make something together with one other person, with a few other people. So this could be collaboration, maybe support, also teamwork. And one more here. Let's go kind of back to a somewhat abstract diagram, way of expressing what the creative process might look like. Here we'll use arrows from the get-go. To represent this potential for your creative work to go in maybe unexpected directions and allowing for that. Maybe even encouraging it. So that could represent concepts like divergence and exploration. So you can see in kind of those two diagrams there, using different types of almost mini containers like clouds or, I don't know, starbursts. I don't know what to call the other shape that has the points going outward, but those have a different feel to them, a different connotation. You can see how I'm using them here kind of within an abstract diagram, but you'll also see those types of shapes used as containers surrounding words or objects to help kind of show that that thing is separate from other things. And here we've got a set of icons related to creativity. Some utensils, some different tools, one type of thing that you might create, some diagrams connected to creativity. So as maybe we've seen in previous live streams, when exploring visual vocabulary, I find it enjoyable and interesting to kind of try to get some variation in the type of icons that I'm adding to my library. Not always just going with like a single real world object, but, you know, throwing in some simple diagrams or even a couple of people holding up a piece of paper or whatever it is that they're holding up. That variation is kind of makes activities like this a little more fun. And I hope with that, maybe you were able to add a new icon or two to your visual vocabulary. If you are newer to visual note-taking, then check out our free guide, Getting Started with Sketchnoting, which I've shared a link to down below this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.